Well, here we are again. Welcome back to the Sisters-in-Law of Attraction podcast. I'm Sam.
And I'm Christine.
And we're so thrilled you're back with us. Christine, you and I had a chat recently talking about your busy life.
Yes.
And today we want to talk a little bit about being intentional with how we spend our time and who we spend it with.
Yeah.
And in that conversation, you were talking about, you're in the throes of it. You've got two teenage young women daughters that you're raising. I have already launched my little birdies, but our job is never truly done. But you're definitely in the throes of it as you're running around and going to volleyball practice and picking up from school and theater and
cheer and all the things. Yes.
So you were sharing that, the girls are just like, oh my gosh, Mom, we miss our cuddle time. We miss our, whatever.
Yeah. No, it is definitely an interesting phase that we have entered. And, I think that the consensus is teenagers are scary. And, oh my gosh, you have two teenage girls. That's terrifying. Yeah. Oh, watch out for those teenage years. Yes, right. And, until they became, one will be a teenager in November. The other one already is. But once we've entered this phase, it was just like, what? So far, so good. What's so scary about this? I still enjoy them. One's almost 15 and I still enjoy her.
Right.
So where does this scary come from?
Right.
And what I was not really prepared for was, and maybe I should have, knowing that I felt this way growing up also, and I think it's a common feeling for a lot of young girls, probably young men too, but where you're in this phase, whether it's junior high or high school, where you're wanting to grow up and be with your friends and hang out and try new things and do new experiences.
Right.
And then it's like you also miss home and you miss spending time with your parents and you miss spending time, playing games, the nostalgia, the stuff that you used to do as a family. And
exactly.
I distinctly remember as, 11, 12, 13, 14, where it was like this pull in two directions of, am I growing up or am I like, but I still feel like a kid and I still want my mom sometimes and I still get homesick. But also I want to go to the mall with my friends. I want to go to the movies. I want to spend the night. And this is what I think we're kind of experiencing with our girls right now, where there's so much homework. There are so many different activities after school.
Demands on their
and
time.
Demands on their time, where it's like,
okay, you guys, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, you're okay.
Is pissing me off.
He's just a baby.
I'm gonna pick him up, and then my lighting got weird because I went out of screen. Good. So I don't know, Greg, if that's a problem. Yeah, so I don't really know how to fix that. Hold on, let me get him.
Old. Auntie loves you.
Okay, my lighting is fixed. Oh, I'm gonna beat this dog. Oh my God. I'm literally over here. I'm like throwing my slipper at him. I'm just.
You can't admit that on a recording, Sam.
God. Okay. Okay. So Christine, so sorry. So just if you.
No, you're okay.
With where you were at.
Which was. Do you know, Greg?
So many demands on their time.
So many demands on their time is where I'll start. Is that good, Greg? Okay. They have just so many demands on their time now that they are in high school and junior high, and it's one particular experience that has happened more than a couple times where my older one, who will come home, do her homework, but she's also very distractible, and that's okay, right? Like, you do your homework, you get it done, right? Like, you get your stuff done. But she'll get home, she'll do a snack, do her homework, take her shower, do dinner, like very, there's a time management piece to it there too, I guess. But it's like come 9 o'clock and I'm like in bed and half asleep. And she's like, but I've hardly seen you. We haven't snuggled. We haven't, and it's like, oh, I know. And that's really hard. And several times this has happened. And it really is the difference between me getting older and wanting to go to bed early and them getting older, having more demands on their time. So they don't have that extra time to spend with the family where we would play games after school or bake together or whatever it is. And so we've had these talks with her and my other daughter as well, who gets in the same way where it's like, man, we haven't done XYZ in so long that we used to do every day. And so I said, listen, as you get older, we're not magically going to have more time. We are going to have less and less time. We are going to get more and more busy.
And the distractions will mount.
The distractions will always be there. And this is the time when we need to be very, very intentional about how we're spending our time.
Right.
And if and making a plan, right? Like if you know that you have XYZ to do, and we also want to make sure that we get some quality time, whether that's baking something together or making dinner or watching a favorite show or bumping the volleyball back and forth. We need to build that into our plan.
Exactly.
Because it's not going to just magic. That's the things that don't have to be done are going to be the things that fall off the list.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you have to be intentional with how and who you're spending your time with.
Yeah. And I love that you say it's about making a plan, because when you talk about being intentional, it's okay, this is what I want to do. Here are the things that I have to do, but these are the things that I want to do. Mm-hmm. So instead of being, a victim of the demands of life and all the things that we have to do, because there's plenty of things that we have to do.
Right.
Just being intentional and going back to, some of that morning ritual that I was talking about for me. You have an evening ritual.
Yeah.
You've been very intentional with your 5 p.m. bath, right? And it's becoming increasingly more difficult, because, you've got a cheerleader that has to
It is now a 7 o'clock bath, right? And that is very late.
Yeah. So again, you have to be flexible with the plan,
right?
But being intentional. And, for me, it's making sure that I'm disciplined in getting up at a certain time. And so I can build in, that morning ritual of my gratitude journal and, and grounding and all of that. Same thing with, the walk, my meditation walk, and there's plenty of times, to walk around, this man-made lake that I live around. It's 2.3 miles. And so it's a commitment of, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And so there's plenty of times where, I don't have time, quote unquote, time for that. But in the morning I make the plan, right? And you figure it out. So that's where you're teaching your girls. Yes, you're now experiencing the huge demands of life, and they're only going to get bigger and more intense, obviously, as they grow and become adults, just like us. And I think, when you and I were talking about this too, it's how you spend your time and who you spend it with is really important. So when we talk about energy, and you've made this comment before, Christine, it's about when you interact with people, it's an exchange of energy, right? And so really, and I know that I've been very intentional of late in reaching out to people perhaps that I haven't talked to in a long while, and being intentional with, hey, would love to catch up. Can you meet for coffee? Do you want to come over for a glass of wine or whatever it is? And again, I am in a different space in my life where I have a little bit more flexibility. I remember the days that you're living right now, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's definitely survival mode, and you go from one thing to the next. So you're not.
And I remember looking at that being like, oh my God, they're so busy. I never want to be like that.
Right? Yeah.
I didn't know it was inevitable.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's definitely inevitable because your girls have made decisions to pursue passions,
So
to
true.
pursue interests, and there's a lot of families that don't want that crazy, so they don't. That's just
Sure.
a choice for them. That the kids are not involved in a million things. My kids, literally, I mean, I would have the water polo backpack lined up next to the soccer cleats, to the, the karate gi. I mean, I remember my mom taking care of the kids when they were younger. She goes, "What are you doing to these kids? This is ridiculous." I said,
I tap out at about 2 per kid. Keep them out of trouble, right?
And you know my darling son, Max, very well. Max needed to be busy. Max just needed to keep moving.
He did.
We just need to, keep that kid out of trouble. And so anyhow.
Job well done. Job well done.
Well, thank you. Yes. No, he's an incredible young man, and I'm so grateful and blessed. But it didn't happen by total accident.
No.
Again, about that intentionality. But I started realizing just kind of being an observer of the interactions with some people that I would spend time with. And then I would walk away and go, do I feel good about this or whatever? And so, but really being intentional with, I remember hanging out with this one person, and she would always just make me feel creative. Like I always had creative thoughts when I was around her. And so then just again, reaching out to certain people and spending time. Jen Sincero, in her book, You Are a Badass, she talks about, the interactions that we have with people are really just mirrors of ourselves.
Yes.
And so the things that irritate us, in other
about
people
someone.
Are really exactly right. But she in addition to that, she says people you surround yourself with are excellent mirrors for who you are and how much or how little you love yourself. And so I really sat with that for a little bit, and it does require intentionality and plan. To your point, you've got to plan out who do you want to spend time with, and then
how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel after an interaction?
Exactly.
And who helps create that in you, right? Do you want to feel like you've just wasted 2 hours, or do you want to feel supported and like you have been high vibing?
Kind of like us, right?
Yeah.
And so then when we started doing the high vibey stuff and sharing all the resources and this new journey that you're on, a journey that I've been on, and again, there's no end to it. It's a practice, and I love it because I've been able to be intentional with you, and we've always had a great relationship. We've been in different seasons of our lives, and spent more time here and less time there, but we always we would always hang out, and when we did, we always had a great relationship, and it goes back to when you were 5 and I was 15. So we have a little history here,
just a little bit.
So, but it's fun now because we get to share our lives in a different way, because we've both discovered this this quote unquote new way of living that has really
saved my brain.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Saved my sanity, saved my brain, and helped my family along the ride.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, and then for you being open to seeking out those resources and discovering the power of your own thoughts, and discovering your own, I don't know, let's just call it self-efficacy, right? Like, oh, I can do this. I totally can do this.
I don't have all of the blocks that are created by myself, right?
Yes. Yeah. And you've been intentional with your time seeking out those resources, listening to podcasts, reading books, the whole thing. And you've prioritized that, in your life, and being intentional with that time. Super easy, Christine, to go, oh, I don't have time for that. I'm raising two young women and we're super busy and I don't even know what I'm going to put on, the table for dinner tonight. Like,
right. That's the worst.
Like that's the most important thing. Gosh, it was never important to me. I mean, I did feed my children, but I got to tell you, I know there are plenty of moms out there that just get so much joy out of feeding their children, and I never did. I think there's something wrong with me.
No, there is nothing wrong with you. Listen, when I have the time and I know that they're going to love what I'm cooking, when they eat it and they're like, oh, this is so good, I'm like, oh, what a beautiful moment.
That never happened for me,
by
the way.
I mean, it's
hated my cooking.
Like a handful of times.
And I'm okay.
And now I'm like, I'm so happy that it's find your own tonight.
Yeah.
Find your own, make your own. There's lots of ingredients. Get creative.
I love that. I know. I remember you sharing that with me. I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. And actually, I mean, the kids, like both Maddie and Max, literally to this day make fun of this. I don't even know what I made. It was like some fettuccine fake noodle, fake sauce stuff right before like soccer. And they're like, it's the grossest meal ever. And then we had to go run around the soccer field. And then, right, and now they're young adults, and my daughter's in a new relationship, and thank God her boyfriend cooks because she is just not it. Let's just say I was not very intentional with my time in the kitchen.
You have a lot of really beautiful cookbooks, though.
Oh, yes, I do, and I can set a beautiful table.
Yes,
beautiful table. Yeah,
very beautiful.
So anyhow, I think. Again, this work is about intentionality. It's being intentional with your time so that you can lean into this, and really and truly being intentional. Yeah, most of us know, the negative Nancys, the whiners, the complainers. That's our default.
It's so easy, right? It's easy to commiserate. It's easy to get people on board. Oh, it's so hot. Oh, my feet. Oh, my, whatever it is.
Yes. Yeah. No. Right. And those people just don't know. If they knew what we knew, right? If they just knew that if they could speak more positively or just tweak their thoughts a little bit, be intentional with how they're spending their time, who they're spending their time with, can completely change your energy level, right?
Mm-hmm. And the vibration that you are on. And had a thought and it just left.
Well, and like you said, the vibration is, you can be all high vibey and then get into a conversation that completely brings you down.
Yes.
And just, right, we've all had it, right? It just sucks the energy out of you. And you just like, dude, you just killed my vibe.
Right. Like, buzzkill, killing my vibe. Yes.
So instead of focusing on that, it's focusing on who are the people in your life that bring you joy, inspire you, creates this, high vibe, creative, like people who want to create with you, kind of like you, right? I mean, it's, and when we get together, we just want to create stuff.
All of this.
About
yes.
This.
Yes.
We'll create a podcast. Here we go. So again, this work is about intention. It is about creating a plan, and you can do it because you have to prioritize how you spend your time and who you spend your time with.
That big P word is so important.
Well, and if you have nothing but negative people in your life, then just listen to us.
Yes, exactly.
Listen to a podcast that's going to uplift you, and
because
you deserve it, right? You deserve that investment of time. So,
I know it's
speaking of time.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, I just go back to thinking I am so glad that I just took the leap of faith, because it truly is someone coming to you and saying it can be different. It can be better. You can create a better life for yourself. But you have to do X, Y, and Z, and you kind of have to do it all day, every day. But I promise you it's going to work.
Yeah.
Right? And then just believe us.
Just believe. Just
believe.
believe and trust. Believe and trust.
Yes.
No, I love it. Well, again, we're that whole time thing. I swear we just literally started this. And,
I know.
So we have more to talk about. So come back to us. We're so thrilled you're with us, and just be intentional with your time and who you spend your time with. It really impacts your ability to create the life that you're meant to lead. And we are so thrilled you're with us. And this is Sisters-in-Law of Attraction. I'm Sam.
And I'm Christine.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Thanks.